Hi, my name is Laura. I live in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Last night I did my 8-hour trial with the 9010 MedBed system. I was super excited to do this. I have a healthcare background and I spent about the last 20 years doing energy healing, hands-on healing with people on and off. So I'm familiar with the feeling of working with energy. So I was super excited to get a chance to play with this new technology. When I called it in last night, asked the MedBed, the 9010 MedBed to activate, my hands were always running energy, but they became super excited, I would say, sort of little lightning sort of bolts going through my hands down into my feet. And then I felt a heavy sort of pressure sort of come in around the chest area. And I would put my hands up to sort of feel sort of the boundary of the energy. So it was quite close. It was into about here that I could feel it. And some pressure against, light pressure against my chest. I then asked the MedBed to do a complete body scan for me and sat back and waited to see what would happen. Interestingly enough, I felt incredible, it's just like a pressure, light burning feeling come all across my nose, my cheeks, and up into my forehead. And I had not asked for anything to do with my skin. I have been having burning of precancerous stuff off my face for years. And so the first thing the universe delivered to me was in addressing my skin cancer on my face. And so I thought, wow, the universe knows better than I do where to start. So I thought that was pretty fascinating. What I really was focusing on was this. You can see my hands, especially these two fingers. I have early onset and quite severe osteoarthritis in my hands. That's the limit of my fist that I can make, and I have quite a bit of restricted movement, obviously. So I asked for the 9010 to address the healing in my hand, to give me release of pain, increased mobility, and increased flexibility in my hands. And also it's starting into my knees and in my feet as well. I did feel it go into my hands, but it didn't go into my knuckles. It went up into my tips of my fingers and then into this thumb, which I have had several dislocations from downhill skiing. I've dislocated that knobby little thumb several times, so that really started to throb. And then it went down into my right ankle, which is where I'd had a previous ski injury, tore some ligaments in a bad fall, probably 30 years ago. So I thought, isn't that interesting that it's going into the areas of previous injuries is where I'm feeling it first. After it sort of stopped in my hands, I moved them around and I noticed I had increased mobility almost instantly. And today I can make my really crappy fist with less pain for sure. So that was lovely. And I tested my knee out today. I did a 90-minute walk on very uneven surfaces out here. We have a ton of snow and we walk the trails, my dog and I. And so we were on snowshoe trails, very, very uneasy. And normally I come in and my left knee is throbbing, burning. I have to put ice on it, followed by heat and rest and then get up and move. I didn't do the icing. I didn't do the heat today. And I can actually almost have a complete flexion and extension of that knee today for the first time. If I do I'm trying to do a full extension of it right now, and I can feel it under the kneecap, but normally I couldn't do that at all. So I have seen some instant results with that. I also asked for some attention to my thyroid. I've had thyroid issues in the past. I don't take medication, but I have a low metabolism. And my normal body temperature runs around 36.4 to 36.6, so it's low, leading to sluggish bowels. I've had crappy fingernails. My hair has been falling out. My skin's dry, and so I asked for that to be attended to. So that'll take some time to see if there's any effect on my thyroid and returning some of the function. I did take my temperature this morning. It's still 36.4 centigrade, so my body temperature has not risen closer to a normal of 37 yet. I asked the 9010 to do a complete scan for toxic chemicals, heavy metals, parasites, and viruses, and any that would be detected to be deactivated or I can't say detoxified because that would lead to a healing crisis. So I asked them to be deactivated and or neutralized and transmuted into healthy nutrients and substances that would be helpful for my body. So I asked it to do that twice. And then I also asked, well, I won't know about this for a little while yet, I asked to have the 9010 do a complete body scan for alien implants and alien negative programming that would be self-limiting, and to cancel and eliminate all of those should they be discovered. That would be about it. I did get up once in the middle of the night, as I usually do, because I drank a lot of water before I did this process, and got up for the usual little bathroom break, deactivated it again. I didn't feel nearly the same activation the second time around when I asked it to come back online. But boy, I fell asleep right away, and sleep has been a bit of an issue for me, so I slept like a baby. And I know that this finished around 5:45 this morning, but I wasn't out of bed till 7:30, and I had a wonderful awakening. I feel bright. I feel super happy. So I had a great experience with this 9010 MedBed, and I'm going to submit this and ask that I can continue working with it as part of the trial for 2 areas, hopefully my arthritis, see if we can't improve that more, and also for my thyroid. So anyway, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Oliver, and all the team for this amazing technology. And hopefully I'll be checking back in with you again in the future if I get accepted for this trial. Once again, I'm very grateful. Have a super day.